I was planning on doing some news this week, kicking off a news program, just my take on some news stories. Not the traditional news like politics, death, and Jersey Shore, but nerdy news or geeky news. Nerds and geeks, I don't know. I have to keep looking up the definition of the difference between them, and I can't keep it straight. But that doesn't matter, because I was going to go to Slashdot, and I don't know if you've ever gone there. Slashdot, dot, 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 dot. Slashdot. They got stories, not your typical stories, more nerdy or geeky stories. I was going to go there and just read some of their headlines, comment about them, editorialize, I don't know. But before I could even kick off the pilot episode, I just lost interest. I've been doing this for about 10 months. It'll be 10 months in a week. And I don't know. I still keep doing the same thing where I think about thinking and talk about talking and wondering why I'm doing this, which is the same thing I wondered the very first episode. Vlog. So here I am 10 months later, still talking into a camera. Not many people watch. Unless I talk about something current events, then I get more views. Like last week I got over 100 views in a couple of days because I talked about something that was topical, but the thing about that is I don't really like keeping up on very many current events anymore. So I'm not motivated to keep up to do a video about them. And today I'm not motivated to do much of anything. And still I turn on the camera because something still drives me to turn on the camera. It's like my acting career. Excuse me. I've come to the realization that, for the most part, we are pretty much where we belong. We get out of life what we put into it. And the amount of effort that I put into my acting career, I submit myself. I check the casting websites every day, and I submit myself for jobs, and so I'm somewhat engaged. Occasionally I'll get an audition, and that's no different than any other actor. I mean, the number of auditions you get is small compared to the number of submissions, whether it's through you or an agent, or whether you submit or your agent submits. And it's a pyramid, that then the number of jobs you get based on auditions is smaller than the number of auditions. Obviously, you're not going to get everything you audition for. And the fact is, living here in North County of San Diego, I had convinced myself that I could make a career in Hollywood and still live in San Diego. That might be okay for somebody who's established, but come on, let's face it. If you're 51 years old like me and you're not established and you're submitting yourself for stuff, first of all, I'm just seeing a tip of the iceberg when I submit. That's, if you don't know, if you're not in the entertainment industry, the way it works is if you've got an agent, the agent sees all of the submissions, and then they submit they being the people who have the breakdowns for the jobs, the descriptions of the jobs, they only release a small portion to the actors. So, damn, hold on a second. Well, I didn't want to do flash cuts today, but maybe I should. I'm not going to. This is like a warts and all video. But, I keep digressing. Well, I do these videos because somehow because I like to express myself. I've been expressing myself doing writing, and I'm working on a screenplay now. I've got a few other ideas in the works for screenplays, and but it keeps occurring to me that I'm really not putting forth the kind of effort that I would have to put forth to really make a career out of it. But then the problem is when I start realizing that if I were to push myself to put forth the kind of effort that it would take to make a career out of it, I don't feel I'd be happy, because I got a day job and I got my kids, and I also like to be creative. But man, the amount of effort that you got to put forward to really, really make a go at it, it's a lot. If people don't know, if you've never tried, you don't know how much effort this takes. I mean, and even me, I have tried. I've been trying off and on for 25 years to make a career of sorts in show business. For 3 years, back in from 1989 to 1991, I quit my day job. I was a software engineer, and I quit my day job to pursue stand-up comedy. I got gigs. I made some money, but at some point, it just got so hard to make a living at it. And I never really made a living at it. I was always scrapping by doing temp gigs, working at the Comedy Store, or doing temp gigs in offices. And the point is, if you've never done this, if you've heard that the entertainment industry is hard, language is not perfect. You can hear words and you can interpret them, and you'll say, "Oh yeah, it's hard. Yeah, fine, whatever. Everything's hard, right?" Man, I know I've been working as a geek or nerd. I'm a techie. I've been working since I got out of college in 1981, and I've managed to keep myself steadily employed all that time and make a living at it. Show business, man, this is a different story. And even when I was doing it 100% of my time for those 3 years I took off my day job, it didn't happen. I mean, when I say I don't mean being famous. I mean even just being able to, get enough gigs to make a living. What other industry is like that? I mean, even, the fast food industry, as much as people make fun of it, you go out and you get a job at fast food and you can make a living at it. Not a really good living, but I tell you what, a hell of a lot better than you can when you're scrapping by the bottom rungs of the ladder in show business. But I didn't want this to turn into be a real downer, or it's not I'm not feeling sorry for myself or anything. It's just the opposite. I'm just realizing that it's I've had a couple of gigs here and there. I had a national commercial a couple of years ago. That's something I submitted myself for, and I auditioned. I got a call back. I got the gig. They flew me out to Atlanta. It was for Avis Rent-A-Car. But that's 2 years ago. And since then, nothing. If I worked at McDonald's, I'd probably own a franchise by now if I'd been working on McDonald's for the last 25 years. But then again, I haven't really been focusing on the entertainment industry for all that time. There's been a lot of downtime. So I've been babbling. I'm looking at the timer. Been babbling for over 10 minutes now. I didn't want to do another one of these, but who knows? Every week I change my mind about what I want to do. I want to entertain, inform. I don't know what I want to do. So I should just be happy with this, because for whatever reason I'm doing this and I want to do this. So if 10 people watch it, fine. That's 10 people watching it. Do I really have to question everything I do?